No. Welcome to Level 11 True Crime, you guys. We're back into the Nancy Guthrie case yet again because I was going over it, and we say this or we say that, and it's something we believe. And I was looking at it, I'm like, wait a minute, if we just leave them individually, they don't seem like a big deal. But the truth is, it's a really big deal, and we have some timing being twisted in some manner here. 6 different major times in the Nancy Guthrie case. So, again, welcome in. Mama D coming at you. What I want to talk about, sorry about being so loud, you guys. I just realized I had my mic on full blown, full blown. So let me back it off a little bit because I have a big voice. Hi, everybody. Welcome to the live audience. Oh, welcome to our replay crew. We're going to be getting your thoughts because it's just come up with 6 big, huge timing issues. There are so many more, and I know you guys are going to let me know what they are in the comments below, as well as our live audience. And check this out. When you look at this as if it was just any case, pick any case you've ever worked on. Maybe you haven't worked on another case, but we have. I've got over 150 under my belt. And you see a few timing issues. You've got red flags. Suspicion starts coming into play. Foul play is suspected. People start getting really looked at. Usually the people around the victim, especially those that were last with the victim. It's the way it works. So when there's timing issues, there's big red flags. No way around it. If it's the truth, it's going to slide into its spot. Nice and easy. No complication. The color is red. Oh, it's an apple. Okay. But when we have actual missing time, or kind of like in the Brian Hooker case, he's got 9 hours to take a 40-minute trip. His wife goes missing during that time. Actually, it would have been a 15-minute trip. But even if he got under the storm, as he says, he would have had 45 minutes because it would have blown him right into Lubbers. That's why the entire investigation began, because the timeline is askew. It's wrong. It can't be right. Needless to say, in the Nancy Guthrie case, we don't just have one timing issue that's major. I want to talk to you about all. I'm looking down at my notes. I got 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, and the biggest one of all, 6 different times. I need 2 hands, right? Any one of them causes everybody to go, what in the actual fudge at Christmas is going on? So we're going to talk about them. I felt like it was time for everybody to come together, do a little chat, see what you guys think about this. And let me know if you can't hear me. I'm sure you can, but I'm just pulling my mic back a little bit. Hey, Zozo. Oh, yes, keep an eye on your kids if they're at the pool. Please do. We welcome that. Jenny Bill, how you doing, lovely? Nikki UK in the house. Tina. Uh-oh, I've got a delivery pulling up, which the dog's gonna bark. Hey, Open Minds, welcome back. One of the times should have been. Okay, let me get my pin. If it's not something on my list, I'm gonna add it to my list, and maybe we'll release a little video instead of a live, just capturing all of them in a row. Okay, one of the times should have been the 3 times the FBI and federal prosecutors were there and they didn't take the doormat. Okay, 3 times FBI Toto never took the doormat. Let me let the boys know. I know this person's coming, so. Right? But, sorry, guys. Boys, I know. I see. What? Well, it's okay. Hey, hey. Sorry, I see him, Jack. Oh, that's enough. That's enough. I see him. Okay. And the delivery wasn't even for us. He just pulled in front of our house so that the dogs would bark. All right, so we've got that one. So let's talk about that for a minute. The FBI is at the house and they don't take the doormat that the perp walked on when the blood of the victim is in the vicinity, if not on the mat. I don't even know where to go with that. I'm so sorry. If your dogs are barking with mine, I'm so sorry. I am. I know the feeling. You're on schedule for Dad's. Good deal, Jennyville. Good deal. I hope the prayers are helping. Hi, Wendy B. By the way, I went ahead and refreshed the replay lounge. This time, instead of 0-calorie snacks, I stocked it with fruits and vegetables picked all over the world for you. And feel free to let me know down below what you would like to virtually share as a snack in the replay lounge. I think that's fun. Sasha says, or take the mat in the garage. All right, so doormat and garage. Doormat. That's true too. That's wild. That is wild. Fudge at Christmas is a delight. I do that to avoid swearing. Smudger, no dogs here, but the cat's looking for Jack and Mikey. That's too funny. All right, should we get into one of them? All right, let's just start with a big one. Now, I'm talking when the timing is literally off in this one. So I'm talking literally. Let's say it 3 times because some people get hung up. Literally, the timing is off. Are you ready for this big one? The sheriff's report is for January 31st, which is a whole day before, and at 6 p.m., and it's still listed that way. Like, that is when the missing persons report was filled out. It's the day before Nancy. I mean, I know Sheriff Bananas can be kind of egotistical, but who knew he was a psychic? I'm not even a psychic. I don't even play one on TV. But yet they knew a full day ahead on the 31st at 6 p.m. when Mrs. Guthrie would have been playing some sort of family game, which, you know, we have to question because they, you know, if you read Savannah's book, what God does, what God does, I think. Anyway, she talks about family games, and it's all related to kidnapping. Go read it. It's a good read. And so wouldn't she be over there having game time with the family at 6? So if it was just a clerical error, wouldn't they have corrected it by now? But see, if it really was reported at that time, they can't correct it because that is the time stamp. That's the real deal. You're not going to change it. So if that were the only thing that suggests that this happened the night before, okay. But we have the sheriff himself, Banana Nanas. And he was on the pressers in the beginning, and he said he went there Saturday night, which is January 31st. Could be around 6 p.m. So his memory is saying out loud that it was Saturday night. Also, if he's referring to in other interviews of following the family script. Was Saturday night part of the original script? You feel me? I think that's so strange. What do you guys think? Hey, Danny, good thing I got this in my ear, or my dogs would be barking too. Couldn't help yourself. Are you guys... Hello? I'm like, come to you guys to see what your thoughts are, and everybody's still saying hi. Am I not live? I'm live. Nobody paying attention? Y'all don't want to cover this? I mean, I could just be painting a picture if you guys aren't going to talk about the case. I'm not getting onto you or nothing. I'm just saying. Fact is, not one of you in chat are even remotely into what I'm talking about. That's wild. Okay, thank you, Jennyville. You said I've always thought that was a Freudian slip. I think it's the truth. What are your thoughts, everyone? So thank you. Yes, I'm live. I've begun to wonder. I'm like, am I here all by myself? I mean, when I'm all by myself, I'm all alone. Okay, you hear me, Wendy B. Anybody else find that strange that not only does the sheriff state Saturday night, but that the missing persons report was filed on Saturday night? Anybody? You had not heard about the timeline. Well, there you go. Bracelet holding the nest. Yeah, they didn't take that either, Nanette. Right. That's right. In your opinion, Nikki, night before? You're stuffing your face with seaweed snacks. Sorry. Seaweed snacks? I've never heard of such. Seaweed snacks. I've got like this cracker, like a Twix, like a little rough cracker in my mind with just a pile of seaweed on it, and you're like, I don't know what they are. Okay, so internet's so bad, but you can hear me. Okay. See, we got people listening. I'm not all alone. Open Mind says, I think the FBI took the doorbell camera. That's how Cash Patel was able to get the photos, not the perp. You mean of the perp? Jean says, I heard Saturday night's date before, thought it was fishy. I'm not kidding. Pima County has the missing report posted on their site very clearly, January 31st, 6 p.m. The sheriff and his pressers were saying, he was saying Saturday night, and we were all like, Saturday night? What? Thought this happened in the morning of Sunday. I didn't get it. But he was saying he made it on site on Saturday night. He made it on site. So wouldn't you remember if you went to a place on Saturday or Sunday night? Especially if you're a police officer and you're given a presser on the actual case. It just, every word matters. It's so weird. Susan thinks Bananas is a sidekick. I think we have to go back to the 30th. The timeline is really off a big distraction. All right, so that's the big one. Now, I want to talk about Annie and Tommaso waiting, another time issue for me, waiting to call 911. Like there is a full, I believe it's 51 minutes. 51 minutes gap between, like, they're at Nancy's for allegedly 51 minutes. They haven't called Savannah or Cameron yet. They haven't called family in 51 minutes. They did not call family. Savannah even said herself that it was in the latter part of the day that she got the call. Of course, there is a little time difference. However, the sheriff had already been called. 911 had already been called. So no. They spent 51 minutes and they were at Nancy's house and they never phoned family to say, have you heard from mom? Doesn't that strike you as strange? And what are they doing for 51 minutes? The back doors are allegedly blocked wide open. And Nancy has blood on her entryway and on the exit entryway of the front of the home. Her phone is there, most likely her teeth if she didn't have real teeth. Her hearing aids are there. Her hearing aids are there. Her medical devices are present. Her billfold and identification is still there. 51 minutes and you haven't called to say, hey, Savannah, have you heard from mom in the last, I don't know, anytime after 9 or 10 o'clock last night? Did she call you this morning or anything? I'm not finding her. No, that didn't happen. That's twisted. And that twists time up because what are you going to be doing for 51 minutes? Are you cleaning house? I don't think so. Because it's immaculate already. Unless there's something you don't want you left out of the story. So what, you're just standing in an immaculate house for 51 minutes, turning around in circles going, wonder what she could be doing without her hearing aid, her shoes. She doesn't even have her phone. Tomasa, what would my mom be doing without even her hearing aids and stuff if she's not in the house? I don't know. You want to make a sandwich? I'm hungry. Let's go eat. Well, think about it over lunch. You feel me? 51 minutes. I could talk to you like that. I could go in and I could make you darn near a 3-course meal and serve it to you. And if we woof it down, we could have eaten lunch in that time frame. And they haven't even called Savannah nor Cameron, most likely. What do you think on that, you guys? To me, that's absurd. What do you think went on for 51 minutes? Give me a clue. What could possibly have Annie and Tommaso been physically doing at Nancy Guthrie's for 51 minutes? And they don't even call family to see if they had heard from her. I don't get this. Hey, Sky Blue, you said, yeah, I find that odd. Me too. Okay, let's see what you're saying here. Chris McDonough is about to explain on the interview room this evening how Nancy was taken out the back to the front porch. That's why there was more blood drops there, directional pattern, allegedly. Thank you. The case is full of red flags. Yes. And I'm here to point out that is, to me, that's a huge problem that there was no family called in that 51 minutes, especially if it's true that Cameron actually has a condo near her property. They would have thought, well, maybe Cameron came home and mom's at Cameron's, but she forgot her hearing aid and left her purse and didn't wear any shoes. I don't know. It's off. Amy Dunn says, you don't need to tell Savannah if she already knows, in your opinion. Thank you for sharing. Renee Kennedy, I want to know what happened those 41 minutes inside Nancy's home. All right, let's get over to there. Let's get over to that. So far, we've got the sheriff's report that the time is completely flipped to a different day. That's showing up as January 31st. So we have a twist in the timing. And like I said, Nancy would have been having game time at families at 6 p.m. then. So what the heck? Then we go into 911 call wait of 51 minutes that we have no explanation for what these people were doing. It doesn't make any sense. Soon as they saw that her medical devices were accounted for, her billfold ID, shoes, everything's accounted for. What's that, a whole 10 minutes at best? I just don't see. And so then you wanted to talk about the 41 minutes in the house. Let's talk about that. So that was one of mine too, 41 minutes in the house. What was the person doing in there for 41? It's so interesting how Annie and Tommaso wait 51 minutes before they call 911. So they're there for an unexplained, lengthy amount of time. I mean, what about walking around the neighborhood and knocking on the next door neighbors to see if they know anything? Like, did you see anybody at my mom's or anything? Did they do that? No. They didn't even look at the neighbors at all. It's weird. So then we're talking 41 minutes inside Nancy's home, and there's nothing disturbed or out of place. How's that happen? And there's no DNA. They've got a hair, which could have been, I'm just going to say it like it's real. That mustache is probably fake on that person. It might be made with real hair, and they could have been wearing a fake wig with real hair. They're going to go through all this this genealogy testing, and it's going to come back to some girl in Asia that donated her hair for the wig. You see? That's why I don't have a lot of faith in the DNA, but other than the hair, which even could have been like a dog hair at this point, we don't know. Forgive me. But the problem is, we got no unknown male DNA in that house or unknown person DNA in that house. Nothing's panned out. They say they do, but it's so convoluted and mixed up and scrambled, like, trying to separate two eggs that you've whipped up to make scrambled eggs. So we're not going to get that. That could have been the baker. That could have been the pool guy. That could have been a grocery boy. We don't know. So technically, the only DNA in the house that they know exists is recognizable familia, not meaning familiar, but family DNA. So, Komodo, thank you. Thanks for an ongoing quest for truth and justice. Amen, sister. That's what we're looking for. Thank you. Greatly appreciate that. Thank you, lovely. So then, when you think about that 41 minutes in the house, you have to ask what could have possibly been going on that didn't leave a disturbance at all. Like, you tracked me through my front door? I'm going to have left claw marks across even metal. I'm just saying. I'm going to have buckled at that door frame. You're going to know something seriously happened. Do we have that with all the blood there? Or is the blood staged at this point? Why are the back doors open? Was the blood from a completely different time? And the back doors being left open was the only thing that was part of the crime scene, the alleged crime scene. I say alleged because could it be staged? Well, you know my personal belief by now, I'm sure, and if you don't, you will someday again soon. But for now, because I could be wrong, what if it's true what that person wrote for me in an email that's local and claimed that they are friends with Nancy Guthrie, and they said anonymously, I'm going to protect that, they said that it had been Friday night not Saturday or Sunday, but Friday night, and it was game night with Nancy's friends. It was her birthday. She wanted to go out onto the porch in the front, in the entryway, to show them some type of plant, and she named the plant, but I don't know it. I didn't go back and get the name, but there was some kind of plant that was blooming early, and Nancy got a skin tear on her arm and had on a large bandage when she came to game night on Friday night with all her friends, and that they all know that. And so they assumed that since she had been injured on the entryway and came to game night wearing a bandage, that blood had been there since Friday, and that had nothing to do with the abduction. So if that were true, then all we have is the back doors open. And if that is truth, if that is the way it's been, and that person emailed me over a month ago, but it does make you wonder, is that the real way that Nancy Guthrie was taken out of the house? Is through the back? I don't know. In your opinion, Sky Blue says it was staged. You also say maybe that's why they don't want her real friends talking. Perhaps so. Open Mind says the 2 porch doors were locked as reported. They would have required the perpetrator to walk all the way back around to lock them if she was brought out the front door, which I do not believe. I don't know if I followed all that. Jan Bunk, hello love, you said in your opinion it was staged. Did something happen the night before? Well, if that were true, then is the 31st right? Is their missing person report from the 31st right? Was the sheriff really there on Saturday? It's kind of confusing. You didn't know that, Sash? Feels like a ritual from Annie and Tommaso, according to J.G. George. Hey, Jackie. Haven't seen you in a long time playing games, hide and seek, in your opinion. Could be, could be. So, that's kind of interesting when you think about 41 minutes in the house. That's some twisted time there. Nothing disturbed and no DNA left, and 51 minutes in the house. That's like a math problem that ain't gonna come out. It don't sync up with the information. If you're there that long, what are the chances that you don't leave any DNA and you've had a bite clip in your mouth? I don't know. The sheriff report being off. Annie and Tommaso has 51 minutes that they can't tell us what. Well, at least we have never heard what happened. All right. Now, should we hit a bigger one? Let's hit this one. Why? Get ready for, I want your opinion. I would like you to at least give me your first thought for an answer. Because there has to be a reason. And we're talking about this timing twist. And all the timing in the case is off. As we've talked, even the date. So why did the perp video have no date stamp or time stamp? You know, the ones released by the FBI? Because we darn sure we know that is digital. That is a data information that would have been available, but it was removed from us as if to say you can't see that part. So if that video of the porch perp really took place on February 1st, around the time between 2 and 3, let's see it. Otherwise, it leaves us with a lot of suspicion that may have been recorded at Anytime. Could have been weeks before. It could have even been a week after. Could it have been staged and used to just throw at the mobs of people that are on all social media platforms that were going after the family, as if to say, here, it's an outsider? I don't know. Savannah's the one that said, see what came to our door? We're just so thankful that those miraculous people at Google. Backup video that's crystal clear. I don't know. I find that strange. What do you guys feel? MNJ says, I'm still hung up on the phone call asking, have you got the Bitcoin yet? We're waiting on our end for the transaction. I'm still hung up on that too. I want to know. I mean, not on the timing twist thing, but what is the plea deal? What was Derek Kalila's bargaining chip? I want to know. Inquiring minds need to know. Jennyville says, yes. Perp video, no date, felt random to start from the start. Check A says the game started Saturday, and D, they still playing games. Reflections owner, hello, welcome to the channel. Lots and lots of secrets. Ancient Chinese secrets. Exactly, the math ain't mathin'. Exactly, why did Cash Pay Tell not give us that info? All right, we're going to ask him again. Cash Pay Tell, we want the timestamp and date stamp from the original video of the porch perp on Nancy Guthrie's place. I can't understand why that would have been removed. It leaves a lot of us wondering what's going on here. In the sense of a faith of transparency, we would enjoy seeing that because it would help ease our mind that that's not as staged as we think it is. That's right. Please put in my opinion, lovelies. Don Morton, hello, lovely. January 31st, 6 p.m. going missing. Nancy disappeared from Annie's. Then that's why nothing makes sense. A&T messed up in your opinion. Huh? Rough and rougher. Love those pigtails. They look so cool. Thank you, lovely. Does that mean they are all involved? Okay. I've said it from the beginning. In my humble opinion, if one of them are involved, they all be involved. Church train. I don't know. I don't make it up. That's a real train going by my house. Just saying. Jan Funk says, did someone erase the timestamp so no one could see it? Why? Right? Why would? Let's dig in a little deeper. Why would anybody, including Cash Patel, why would anyone want to obscure the date and time of the porch perp? That is bizarre. Things make you go, Susan says, the perp is staged in your opinion? Hey, Sash, yes, Danny has taught her 15 years about blood staging and what? What? Staging and CSI. Oh, I needed my Captain Crunch decoder ring, Sash. That was tough. Hey, Rach Mary, I got your painting out. I got to just come on top. We're going to break off the Nancy Guthrie case for just a moment. I did a painting for Summer Wells on the anniversary, the 5-year anniversary of that precious child being missing, and I shared it while I painted, and I also auctioned it off, and we gave that donation to the National Center for Missing Exploited Children, 100% of it, and even a little bit more. I added to it another 20. But I want to thank Rachel Mary, because she bid the highest. She bid $60, and 30 of that covered the shipping. And then we put in a donation for a total of 50 as a group with Rachel Mary's help. Now, that painting that I did of Summer Wells is on its way to the UK and should be coming upon Mary in about 10 days. It takes a while. But I thought that was really cool. I want to say thank you again, Rachel Mary. You said, maybe in my opinion, we only know the time Nancy's watch stopped for sure. I have no idea. I don't think her watch stopped. I think her pacemaker stopped. Howdy, everybody. Great state of Texas. Hello, lovely. Komodo says, I see a superimposed reflection in the sky. Behind the porch guy in the darkness, I can see a person, a dog, and a hooded person. No one is talking about this. I cannot be the only one who has seen this. A lot of people have seen a car, a vehicle. I don't. I can see something that could be a car, but I can't quite make it out. I really think we're going to have to look deeper into that very soon. Like, I'm going to put it through the system. We'll work on it. MNJ, I think we're all being played and led astray in your opinion. Does make you wonder, doesn't it? They want it shut down so bad. I mean, even Spanish authorities and people that are not even of our country are doing the searches in Mexico. All Pima County is said basically is we didn't get asked about it. Whatever. Yeah, he taught a biology, CSI class, right? Tommaso did. You have to use the actual pic direct from FBI. Put it on the photo editor, such as Canva, to adjust the light. Yeah, I know how to do all that, love. Thank you. He teaches biology, yes, and CSI as well. He teaches some science in CSI group and biology. It has to be the photo director. Okay, thank you. Not stopped, disconnected. Well, that could be too. The pacemaker didn't stop. It allegedly disconnected. That's true. That's what they're saying. So we've talked about the 51 minutes with Annie. We've talked about 41 minutes with the burp in the house. We've talked about the video that has the date and time removed. And we've talked about the sheriff reporting it as Saturday night. We've talked about the Pima County having the missing persons report that is dated the day before as well on Saturday. So let's talk about this one. Let's talk about the 4 days that the kidnapper waits to put in a ransom for their victim. 4 days? Like, who in their right mind came up with that idea? And allowed for a payment plan. You feel me? It was like, if you can't pay now, you can pay the other half on Tuesday, but you'll have to pay a little bit more. Open we cannot assume Annie and Tommaso, what originally in the house were 451 minutes after receiving the call from church members. Nancy wasn't there. We cannot assume Annie and Tommaso what originally. Okay, I can't read that, honey. You're going to have to type it a little clearer for me. Oh, I'll have to check that out. The hover. Okay, Don Martin says the hover to Annie's. The Uber. Y'all check your typing. I can't read it when it's that off. I'm like, who the hell is Hupper? The Uber to Annie's was verified, but nothing else. I don't think Nancy made it home. A lot of people feel that way. Thank you, Open Mind. That's so much clearer because we don't even know how many minutes it would take to drive there. Gotcha. Have any of Nancy's family acknowledged the searchers in Mexico, offered support, thanks, etc.? No, not that I've ever heard. Have you guys have heard anything about the family thanking those searchers? Any of the searchers? Or even naming them at all? I don't think so. Beaverton, Alabama. Well, D, Jana. Hello, lovely. Good to see you. D, your name is D, like my videos. Well, that's awesome. Jack A says, I was on holiday in Morocco, Mama D. I did try to keep up on holiday, but I fell asleep early. I don't blame you. You're on vacay. JG says, as far as I know, the Guthries have not thanked anyone publicly for searching for Mom. I haven't seen that either. Jenny says, this case makes me crazy. You're behind by 10 minutes? That's okay. We still love you. You haven't either, Sky Blue? Okay. So, 4 days with a payment plan as a kidnapper? And I'm sorry. I'm sorry. These are the most polite and caring kidnappers I've ever heard of. I don't think we should send the ransom note out yet. Give them time. This is a lot for them to deal with. Yeah, we'll send it out like a few days. We'll go 4 days. And I don't think we should expect them to pay that kind of money up front. That's stressful when you're missing your mother. Why don't we give them a payment plan? All right, we can go a few dollars more if it takes them longer. She passed away? Oh no. Now we're going to have to write we're sorry. Well, we best get to it and write a sorry your mom passed away and is with God letter. Jeez. I don't know. Henry, do you think we should have used that TMZ? Because they're not showing all our letters either. You feel me? That ain't real. But that's how it was handled. That's how it was handled. Well, would the blood have to be planted? That's a good question. Gina's saying, if she didn't make it home, was the blood planted? Here we go with what if. What if the person that emailed me, anonymous, to tell me that they were friends with Nancy, that they had played cards, or not cards, but games with Nancy on Friday night, and that she arrived with a bandage on her arm, and it had come because Nancy had opened the porch door, went out on the front step to show a flower that was early blooming, and got a skin tear, and she bled. So it would have been there Friday completely. So the blood would not need to have happened on the very night. Now, some people are like, a few people are like, wouldn't you clean that up? Nancy's not in good health. She can't even walk all the way to the mailbox. It's possible she thought, well, it's not hurting anything. As soon as somebody comes over that can help, they'll mop it up. But you also have to remember that blood is going to be absorbed in a patio-like porous surface, and you might not be able to get the staining up. But that did look like fresh, like dried blood too, so I don't know. Shalala says, Savannah said, thanks for all our prayers. Jan Funk says, in my opinion, not a thank you from the to the YouTubers or the searchers from the family. Hi, XD. Hello, all. I am also D. Well, it's the D-Day. Oh, that didn't sound good, did it? D-Day in America is not a good thing. Sky Blue, I have a family member with a pacemaker, and it goes off. People close get notified. I just don't understand. Yeah, why didn't the family get notified that the pacemaker disconnected? That would have been strange at that time of night. Oh, Jenny Bill, I love you too. Rough and rougher. I believe Nancy disappeared before Saturday night. That is the most probable thing, in your opinion, Sky Blue? Jean says, I think they said the blood came from mouth or nose. They haven't said either way. They've never said where the blood came from, just that it was Nancy's. Random person who apologizes for her death as a kidnapper. I don't get that either, Tanny. I don't either. All right, you guys, I got another question for you. Want to know what you think? Now, this one to me has me stumped. This is my last one. All right. The 2-minute window that the garage door opens and then shuts. Nancy is too slow to have gotten out of the vehicle. Okay, did they drive all the way in the garage and she has to get out of the vehicle and then they sped away before she's even in the house? I'm confused by this completely. 2 minutes is not enough time, in my opinion, for the garage door to open and close and Nancy to get fully in the house. I don't see that. Anybody disagree with me or agree with me? Tell me either way. XD says because maybe family has her, in your opinion. Old blood, in your opinion, Jimmy Bill? Tanny says, do you think the FBI told Savannah to say that? Or was that totally off the cuff? Say what, honey? I'm going to put my lotion on, you guys. Open Mind says electromagnetic pulse. Okay, hold on. I gotta get my lotion. Not a Wi-Fi jammer. That's how neighbors' cameras didn't function either when they were questioned. Magnetic pulse. Electromagnetic pulse. That's interesting. Do they have like electromagnetic pulse disruptors? I feel like we're getting into the spy industry here. But let's just Google it and I'll share it with you if they've got them. Okay, let's see how we would word this. Electromagnetic pulse electromagnetic pulse disruptor is a device that emits an intense burst of electromagnetic energy to damage, disable, or disrupt electronic devices. These span from portable sci-fi tools and malicious handheld generators targeting electric locks or gaming machines to massive continent-scale military natural pulses such as nuclear detonation and solar flares, capable of frying electrical grids. Okay, now we're going to go shopping for one. That is wild. They really make them? Here is a mag drill disruptor. That's huge. Is there anything? Huh. I'm looking to see if there's anything handheld. Everything's massive. Okay, what's this? I'm not seeing anything that could be used handheld. It's giant machinery. I'm talking big. Though, there's some weird little, I don't know. That is a whole nother window, a whole nother rabbit hole. Everyone I'm seeing, let me see if I can switch it over here. Let me show you what I'm seeing. Okay. I don't even know if they're the exactly. Look how big this thing is. It's massive. It's $5,000. This is a cell disrupt. This is what that is. Let's go look at it. I don't even understand it. It's huge, you guys. There's no way. That's going to be for a whole nother case. I mean, a whole nother rabbit hole for me. I can't. That's too much. Well, I get that it's 2 minutes for the car to pull in and out. But what did they do? Just pull up and say, "Get out, Nancy"? No. Allegedly, they waited until Nancy was safely in her house. That doesn't work for me. I agree. Rough and Rougher says Nancy was already gone. They were searching for documents. They had already disposed of Nancy. It's a cover-up, in your opinion, buddy. Yeah, in your opinion. When the lady in the white car stopped to speak with Alex, his internet just kept dropping. What lady in the white car? Sue Ellen? I'm just asking. Could that have been in the backpack? Well, then, if it would disrupt the pacemaker signal, that'd be a case we'd have to dig into it. Like, would it stop the pacemaker? Her heart would still go. I mean, the pacemaker's just keeping the heart on pace. It's not making the heart beat every single time, and it's only reliant on the pacemaker, from my understanding. I could be wrong on some cases. All right, my lovelies, it's that time. What did I knock down? Oh, I've shared you all my, twisted time questions. Let's go over them real quick. Sheriff's report, January 31st. Sheriff saying he was there Saturday. Puts everything the day before. No timestamp on the porch video. Why? Why hide the date? Why hide the time? 41 minutes the perp was in the house. What the heck for? What were they doing? House is immaculate. Didn't leave any DNA behind. What? 41 minutes? Taking the bite light out? Come on. Annie and Tommaso taking 51 minutes at Nancy's house, but never calling Savannah or Cameron and being like, "Have you heard from Mom today?" And you got to remember, her hearing aids are still there too. And the kidnapper waiting 4 days and giving a payment plan, and then sending the, "Oh, I'm sorry, we lost your mom. Your mom's with God." And then the 2 minutes on the garage door don't work for me. It doesn't work. So that's what was all in my head. I'm like, that's a lot of timing twists in one case. When everything looks like it could be the day before, and you got people just randomly hanging out at a house, either 41 minutes if you're the perp or 51 minutes if you're in the family, but neither have a good reason for being there that long. It all just is twisted. That's what this case feels like. It feels twisted to me. So you guys have a quick question. Chris McDonough on the interview room has found out a scoop of information. And he did a short and said he's got, wait till we find out what he's got. And I've never known Chris to be clickbait. And allegedly he went boots on the ground in Nancy's neighborhood. So that being said, I want to pull some cards, just kind of like, lighten the mood a little bit on Chris McDonough to see what he's going to share with us later tonight. I know, that's wild, right? But I just want to see. It'll be kind of fun to see. I mean, we won't have to wait years to find out how close I interpreted the cards. It'll just be a few hours. So watch the reading. I'm going to pull the cards and then we're going to hand it over to those that do want to ask questions, very serious questions in the Nancy Guthrie case in the third live. So we have 3 lives today. You just finished one of 3, and I'm hoping you'll continue on with us. And if you are, then we're about to do the time warp. However, if this is where you leave me, I thank you very, very much for your time. I appreciate all the support of the channel. You know, all kinds of ways to do that. I just can't say it anymore. You know. If you know, you know. I love you guys. And you can't wait to see what I know. I want to know what Chris McDonough has to say on the interview room. Let's go find out and see what the cards say. See you in a minute.
From the dust I was born, to the dirt I shall return. When my eyes are closed, in the shadows, my enemies will think that